Hello, friends. It's Mindy Audlin here on a What If Wednesday, and I am kind of getting back in my groove after being in Texas for Thanksgiving. Thank you to everyone out there in the Lone Star State for making my Thanksgiving so wonderful. And it's great to be back. So I come back, and now everything is covered in snow here in northern New York, and it is December. It is December full on, and with that. That means we're on the home stretch for 2024. And I'm going to choose to think of this as the home stretch. Like, how can we stretch ourselves in this final month of 2024? Maybe going back to January and looking at those goals, those intentions you set for this year. How are you doing? Are you making progress? What are your wins? What can we celebrate with you that you've done already? And what are the pieces that maybe got set aside, or maybe you just kind of lost some steam on it, or maybe it's time to, I don't know, just amp up the vibes as we go into the final 30 something days. What do we have left? 20 something days left in December. So I want to share with you today for What If Wednesday some of the processes that I use from our What If Up Daily Planner. This is a great way to kick off the month and to do it with intention and to have it be something that is not only productive, something that not only helps you move forward towards those goals that you've set for the year, but also doing it in a way that is fun, doing it in a way where there's ease and grace. And what if it doesn't, we don't have to trudge through December. December can be a really powerful month. It's a month of celebration. It's a month of reflection. It's a month of endings, and it leads us into a time of new beginnings. So it's a really important, chapter of our lives to go through intentionally. And what if we do this together in a way that's super fun? So I am doing this in part because tonight is our possibilities party, first Wednesday of the month. And at 8 o'clock Eastern time, I am going to be on Zoom with all of you who would like to join me. The Zoom link is inside of our Facebook community at facebook.com/groups/whatifup. I will also be sending out an email this afternoon and then a reminder right before we start. So you'll have that link handy. Would love to connect with you. We had such a sweet, beautiful gathering in November. It was so great to see so many of you on that call. And I hope that as we kind of rev up for the final month of 2024, I hope to see you again. And if you haven't been to a possibilities party, this is your opportunity. So no guarantees these are going to happen in 2025. Things are going to be a little bit different in 2025. So I encourage you, if you haven't been to one, this is your opportunity. Okay, so know that anytime I'm here live, I'm always happy to what if up with you. That means if you have a goal, you have a challenge, you have an obstacle that seems to be getting in your way, and you want some what if up support, some ideas, some brainstorming around how to get to that next place, you are always welcome to join me live, to post in the comments. And if you aren't able to join me live, just post inside our Facebook group. I will get those as well, and look forward to supporting you that way. For this week, as we are heading into December, I thought I'd share with you I don't know, maybe you've got one of these planners. You can get them on Amazon. It's the What If Up Monthly Planner. One of the things that you'll find, this is a monthly planner, so you'll get, 31 days of December. This is the page that I love at the beginning of a new month, and it's designed so that you can, you put in the days of the month, and it's for December 2024. I have my stack of planners, but there's some things on here that I think are really great to think about as we head into any new month, and particularly here this last month of December. So I'm going to walk you through this particular page, and then tonight when we're in our possibilities party, it's a chance to reflect, to share, and to move the needle a bit on some of these goals that matter to you. So obviously you've got the days of the week, you know how that works. There's 3 sections here and an activity that I'm going to share with you. So the first thing that you'll find in the planner is identifying what are your 3 biggest priorities for the month. And I'll be sending out an email today. It's like, okay, this is what you need to remember for December. What should I remember? What are the 3 things to remember for December? The 3 things to remember are the priorities that you're setting. So maybe your priority is to be present with your family during the holidays. Maybe your one of your big priorities is putting some closure on some things. Maybe there's some things that are almost done, not quite, that you'd like to wrap those things up before you head into the new year. So that could be a priority that you set. Maybe you've got a book that you wanted to write and you haven't finished it yet. And so you're like, hey, this is the month. I'm going to dig in and do it. So what are your priorities for the month? They can be personal, they can be professional, they can be whatever you want them to be. It can be goals for where you want to go, where you want to be, what you want to do. So you write those down. Here's my top 3. And as you move through the month, it's great to keep going back to those. Like, what are my 3 priorities and which one do I want to work on today to move things forward? I also like, if you're like me, I'm just going to be like fully transparent here. Sometimes I set my priorities are like gigantic things. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm going to write a book and I'm going to, renovate my cabins. I'm working on that too. I'm going to, sometimes I set things that are like, okay, those 3, like I could spend all year working on those 3 things. So if you are one of those people like me that tends to think in big chunks, this might be an opportunity to say, okay, what can I set as maybe a stretch goal, but a possible goal for what I want to accomplish by the end of this month, right? What are the top 3? If you could have 3, what would they be? Post them in the comments, because that way I know you're really thinking about it. I'll do it too. Well, I'll talk about it tonight. Okay, the second thing that you'll see is this little statement here. It says, my intention for this month, by the end of this month, I will. And this is just, this is a great thing to step into a meditative moment, to take a breath, go into some quiet, and just ask yourself, by the end of this month, I will have exercised every day. By the end of this month, I will have taken the time to tell the people that I love how much they mean to me. By the end of this month, I will have finished phase 1 of our cabin renovation. That's my win for the week. We did finish phase 1. And then the second part of this says, to achieve this result, I will blank. And this, for those of you who I know have found us through the Napoleon Hill Institute, this is inspired by Napoleon Hill and the book Think and Grow Rich. So one of the things that you'll find in Think and Grow Rich is it says to be very specific about the things that you want to manifest, the things that you want to create. So for example, if by the end of this month you want to earn $10,000, $100,000, $150,000, I don't know, whatever you want, whatever you put out there by the end of this month, I will, whatever it is. Especially with money goals. This works especially well with money goals. To achieve this result, I will. And this is where you commit to the action of doing something. So if I want to finish phase 1 of my renovation by the end of this month, I will have hired a team and chosen my contractors and all that kind of thing. So here's what I need to do in order to make this goal manifest. Now, let me give you a special tip for when you're doing money goals. So if you have a money goal for the month of December, write down specifically by December 31st, here's my money goal, where it says to achieve this result, I will. So this is a tip from Napoleon Hill, who says, if you want to manifest $1 million, it's important that you are aware of the $1 million value that you bring to the equation. So it's not just about, I'm going to close my eyes and hope that it rains $1 million bills. Are there $1 million bills? I don't know. That would be kind of fun. Just like one little $1 million bill. Maybe that's a lottery ticket, right? So, you can do that. But what Napoleon Hill would advise, based on his years and years of research on the world's most successful people, is to look at, if I want, I'm going to take it down. Let's say $10,000 a month. Let's say I want $10,000 in my bank account that I've earned this month of December. What I would look at is, what is the value that I am bringing to create that result? So how can I bring $10,000 or $100,000 or whatever your number is? How can I bring that value to someone else? What am I going to do? What am I going to give? How am I going to offer my gifts and services to be able to create that kind of value? So it's a great question to ask yourself at the beginning of the month. And then, of course, you got your calendar you can fill out. And my favorite, and this is where we get into really the law of attraction piece of this, which is to doodle yourself at the end of the month, having experienced ultimate success. And the doodle is it's a powerful tool. It's really fun. That's why it's so powerful. It's really easy. That's why it's so powerful. Uh, it does a couple things. It gets us focused on, it's easy to say, I want to be joyful. I want to be successful. We can put out those big platitudes, but if we don't know what that looks like, then it's really hard to know that anything's happening, right? There's no focus in that. It's great to say I want to be successful, but I'm guessing everybody kind of wants to be successful. What does that look like to you? Because what it looks like to you is going to be different than what it looks like to anybody else. What does it look like to you? When you doodle what you want your life to look like at the end of this month, it forces your mind to get very specific on what those things look like. I want to have abundance. I want to have prosperity. What does that look like? Draw yourself with the winning lottery ticket. Draw yourself with that big client, the contract signed. What does it look like when you have achieved success? Specifically, there's a contract in your hand, or there's family around you with big hearts, and you're expressing yourself with word bubbles saying, you mean so much to me. Whatever it is for you, what does it look like? And as you're doodling it, I like to do the word bubbles, like what does it sound like? What are people saying? This is doing lots and lots of different things inside your brain. It's creating a picture of what you want, a specific picture. You can't generally draw something. You have to more specifically doodle something. The other thing it does is it is because you are doodling it, and I would recommend, you can do it on a computer, but I would recommend, if possible, get your paper, get your colored markers, get your colored pencils, whatever it is, use color, be as tactile as possible, and take your time with it. Sometimes the computer is a little it's faster, it's more efficient, and that's doesn't really help you in this, because part of the goal is to extend the amount of time that you are focusing on the thing that you want. When we say, what if it all goes right? When I say, what if it all goes right? My thought is, what does it look like when everything goes right? Can you picture that? And how long can you picture that? Holding on to the joy and the possibility and the lightness and the fun of really owning the possibility of it. Because it's really easy to say, oh, yeah, well, this is what it would look like. And then we get excited and they're like, oh, but what if it doesn't happen? And then we go down that spiral. But when you doodle something, it causes you to have to extend the amount of time that you're focused in a positive way, ideally with positive emotions, positive feelings, having fun. Use your watercolors, use your crayons, get yourself in that childlike state, because that is the secret recipe. It is. You can ask the monks who have been challenged to unravel a strand of DNA. Have you heard about that study? Joe Dispenza talks about it. He says they brought together these groups of monks and they said, we want you to focus on this vial of DNA and see if you can unravel that double helix. And so they focused, and nothing really happened. And then they took another group and they said, we want you to be in the room with this DNA, and we want you to focus on feeling good, feeling love, feeling compassion, feeling joy. Feel it. Nothing really happened to the DNA. But the amazing thing that happened is when they pulled those two things together, when they said, focus on this result that you want and do it in this elevated feeling state, they started to see some statistically significant deviations in that strand of DNA, which is absolutely incredible to think about, since that is the building block of all of life. What if we really could be that powerful? So what if it starts with a doodle? Something that easy, that simple. So I want to thank you for joining. Thanks for stepping into the possibilities for the month of December. What if this is a fantastic month of connection, of closure, of celebration? What if this is a time to count your blessings, to post your wins inside of our community? And what if it's a time of centering? What if it's a time of grounding? What if it's a time of new beginnings? Well, I hope you have a wonderful month, and I hope you'll join us tonight. Join me tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. Link is going to be in your email. If you don't get the emails, go into our Facebook group or go into whatifup.org. You can sign up there, and I'll also put the Zoom link inside our community group as well. So wonderful connecting with you. I hope to see you this evening. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Happy What If Wednesday. I'll see you next time.